The Belleville Area District Library Board will please come to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will start with the roll call, and I call on Alma to please conduct it. Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Excused absence. Okay. This is our very first meeting for 2022. So we have quite a few kind of procedural New Year's activities, but we first must decide our leadership. So it is time for us to vote our officers for 2022. I think I sent everybody an email and I didn't hear back from the email, but I'm ready to entertain a motion. John?
I'd like to make a motion that we all the chairman, vice chairman, secretary and treasurer all stay the same. Such a great combination. And also the committee members stay the same. That's all fine. The only thing we really need, I think, for officially is the officers. And if you would state your motion and name them. Madam Chair, I make a motion that the chair go to Peters, vice chair to Dawson, secretary Alma Hughes Gibbs, and treasurer to Stoudemire.
Okay, it has been moved by Juriga and supported by Linda Priest. A slate of officers for 2022. And are there other nominations, or is there any discussion?
Sounds good.
I even checked in with Mary Jane by text, and she was okay with continuing as vice chair, and she knows how to run the meetings when I can't be here. So then I guess there's nothing else for us to do but to vote. And does this take a roll call vote or regular vote? Miss?
I think it's a regular vote.
Oh, goody, because I'm good at that. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by saying no. The ayes have it. There are no dissenting votes. We will continue with the team that we currently have. I have to say, and I said it last month too, I've been really pleased with how we've worked together. And regarding the second part of John's motion, the committee chairs don't have to, that's not part of the real motion, but he brought it up. The committee chairs don't have to be voted by the full board. They're chosen by the chair, and I'll be choosing them, but I have been so pleased with how our team has been working. I'm inclined to go with the same committees that we had last year. So if you, which we will do, but if you still have chance, if anybody has any concerns or wants to say anything either publicly or privately to me after the meeting, please do so. But you might anticipate to see our same committee chairs. Now we move to item 4, which is approval of the agenda.
So moved.
It is moved by Juriga, supported by Priest. This is going to make it easy for Alma to approve the agenda as submitted. Are there any questions or any additions or any comments?
All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed by saying nay. There are no dissenting votes. The agenda is approved unanimously, and we are on, now we have some business. Oh, we're on the regular minutes. And the minutes of December 14th, 2021 were included in your packet. And a motion. It's moved by Stoudemire and supported by Priest that the minutes for the December 14th, 2021 meeting be approved as submitted. Any questions or comments? All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed by saying no. The ayes have it with no dissenting votes. So there we go. We're now to public comments. Our member of the public who informs the public very well has no comment, so we can move to item 7, which is our committee reports. And we do have some action items that will be included in committee reports. The first report will be from our building committee chair, the lovely Joy.
Well, we did not have a committee meeting in this month. So I don't have anything to report, but we do have a pay app that we need to approve today. And Mary Jo can actually talk more about it, but I liken that the retainage is down to $38,000. That means we're getting closer and closer and closer to not having any more building bills.
Goody, goody.
Yeah.
It is important, long ago, the full board assigned the building committee to review and approve pay apps. But in the absence of the building committee doing that, it's the full board's responsibility. And you've always been provided with the pay apps, but it is important that the full board every once in a while goes through all of these items. If you have any questions, I'm really pleased, especially Joy, our building committee chair, really has bird dogged these items and can explain any questions. I'm sure she can explain every question that you could possibly have.
First.
And if you don't have any questions, she'll probably like that even better.
In general, the building committee approves these pending the approval of the architect and myself, both our architect and Whistler, and I have looked at this and we do approve it. So that part has taken place. This is pay application number 45 for O'Neill Construction. It's for $126,544.31. The bulk of this is the heating and cooling project that they have been working on. Probably the biggest part of the bill is from Line Mechanical, the HVAC people. I think there's another bill in here from the electrician, and another one from the people who had to deal with moving and replacing ceiling tile for the project.
So you all know that HVAC project was to both improve the humidification of the building and also improve the ventilation. And improved ventilation is more and more important every single day. And the fact that we'll have this building that has as up to date as possible a ventilation system, I think is really important in these days and times. So certainly we can discuss any part of it, any questions you might have. And if there are none, a motion can be made. And it has been moved by Priest and supported by Stoudemire that pay application 45 be approved.
Discussion.
Yes, discussion, John?
Yeah, under Brown Dog Manufacturing, they're the ones who did our furniture. They did our mailbox, and I remember that bid was for $900, and according to this, it's $1,125. Did they charge us $225 just to put it in?
I would have to ask, O'Neill Construction.
Okay. All right. Also, a curiosity question. When the library goes to like Home Depot or Menards, do we have to pay taxes on stuff? I know it's a minor issue, but I'm just curious.
The library itself doesn't pay taxes, but a contractor does, so. These are bills that when you have to, like, if you gotta go to the hardware store.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
Generally, the library.
I got it. Okay, thank you.
Good questions. Any other questions? Been moved by Priest, supported by Studemeyer. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed by saying no. Good, our big pay app has been approved. This is a large one, but it's not by far the biggest we've had. And we are ending up, we are moving along with our building project, which I'll note, I don't know I don't think we've been here since the shades, the blinds have been installed. They're installed in this room and in the offices on the far end of the other end of the building, Mary Jo's office and Carol's office. And
From where you're sitting, you can't notice it, but light will come through this one and not through this one. So each window has two different blinds. So you want really totally dark, you pull this one down. If you want some light coming through, you pull this one down.
Or the offices too. The offices just have the shades. We put room darkening blinds in here so that we could show movies and things like that. We also put some blinds in the children's story time room.
yeah, I knew there was someplace.
Shades, yeah.
And our architects made sure they got us blinds that that don't impact the arch of the windows, that keep the design elements of the building straight. So anyway, that's just a note. That's one building thing that has finished since we met the last time. I don't know, like I said, the HVAC, and then beyond that, I don't know if there's anything else they've done, but we're moving along. So thank you. So, and that concludes the building committee report. Joy?
Yep.
Okey-dokey. We will move to the bylaws committee, John Juriga.
No report.
Oh, my goodness, what a surprise. And then we will move to the finance committee, where we do have quite a bit to look at. And fortunately, a great leader to lead us through. Tanya?
Thanks to Mary Jo and her team, we had another clean audit. This one was for the fiscal year ending June 30th of 2021. And a copy of that audit is included in your packet. And if you will jump to page 26, you will see that at the end of the fiscal year, our revenues actually exceeded our expenditures by $642,000. And when you add that to our fund balance from the previous year, you'll see that we are $4.3 million. So we have a very hefty fund balance right now.
Which is good.
Which is perfect.
It is always good to have your fund balance adequately stocked. Are there any other elements of the audit that we should be particularly focused on, either Mary Jo or Tanya?
You know, the only other thing that I noticed The auditors did make note of the fact that, because of COVID, there were some things that occurred during the year that may have impacted our revenues and then kind of slowed down the progress on our construction. So those things were noted as well.
It'll be interesting when we go back to getting an audit just of us doing library things. Because for the last couple of years, and this is really a testament to Mary Jo and her staff, for the last couple of years, the audit's been really complicated because all the buildings and tracking the building money separately and doing all the ways that we've had to do. But pretty soon we'll just be auditing a library, functioning as a library.
In the narrative on this, I did state that we anticipate being complete with the construction project and expenditures at the end of this fiscal year. So, we'll put this to that.
Oh, good, good, good. Well, this clean audit is always important. It's an important thing for any organization. It's very important for government entities. And for us as board members, our primary responsibility primary responsibility is to be good stewards of the dollar, to be sure we are a publicly funded entity and be sure we're spending public dollar appropriately. So it's very gratifying and rewarding to get an audit like
Pardon me.
this. Bless you.
Thank you.
Without further ado, do we need to
Accept the audit.
accept or,
It wouldn't hurt.
yeah, I think maybe
Make a
just
motion to
recognition.
Accept our 2020-21 audit,
It
or
has
for the fiscal year of 2021, sorry.
fiscal year 2021, yeah. It has been moved by Chehevitz and supported by Priest that our fiscal year 2021 audit be approved. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed by saying no. This audit is, the motion is approved. So now we move to item D, the marketing committee, and that's Alma Hughes Grubbs. I don't think we had an official meeting. We do have the marketing committee projects that are moving forth. And maybe Mary Jo can speak to she and I talked the other day and she got a real clear idea of the implementation of the plans that the marketing committee has put together. Mary Jo?
We are working on the invitation for the donor event. The sign order has been, the final order has been totally finalized and is in production.
Production.
Yeah, yes.
Woo, woo.
And those are due to be delivered February 9th. The donor event is on March 11th. We've been assured that the signs will be totally installed by March 3rd. So that's our timeline. So if everything goes as anticipated, we should be fine.
Any negotiation on that music?
I have been in contact with
Paul Keller.
Paul Keller Orchestra to have him play at the donor event and also at the grand opening. So we are looking at working that out with him.
The plans that the committee put together and the staff has circulated are quite detailed. I think we've gone into each element and fleshed out as many little details as we can in advance. The question now is just putting that into operation in time to get things done. And Mary Jo and I just talked about this. She's gone through with a task list of when we have to do what in order to move forward. So we won't go through all of that in the full board meeting, but we will be needing to move ahead with all of those things, we'll be needing help and support from all the board and from the community. So, Mary Jo, if there's anything else you want to say, or if we,
Well, still-
do we have
I'm
a,
still looking at the COVID numbers, anticipating it's gonna go down as fast as it's going up. We'll be on the other side of this by then.
yeah. We certainly, it's a good thing we didn't plan something for January
Mhm.
11th. That's what it's exactly 2 months out. Is this January 11th?
Yeah.
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 It's exactly 2 months out that we're talking about, and that's, it gets to be crunch time. We had accurately figured that January would be too cold and too dark to do something like this, and we are hopeful that COVID will allow us to activate the schedule we now have moving forward.
And I'm assuming that we probably need to have a meeting.
So I don't know if you want to set that now. I think our committee chair's calendar is as complicated as anybody, so I think we'll all work to accommodate your schedule, Alma. And we can do that right after the meeting, maybe if you'll look over, maybe we'll make sure we set it by the end of the meeting so that everybody who's here can know when it is. Mary Jane is a very active member of the marketing committee. And so she's anticipating that we'll probably have a meeting and asked us to let her know when we want to do it. So we got a lot to do on that front. I think maybe we'll move from front and center for everything for the building committee to front and center for celebrating the work of the building committee, getting the building done and having our community grand opening. A wonderful time it will be. And thank you all for your input. Linda's been attending those meetings. John might want to attend as well. He's got some great ideas. It's a public meeting. We always post them. But the official committee members are Alma and Mary Jane. And really, we can have 3. And I think that last year we named Linda as an official member because we had Barbara Gates. So and because that committee is going to be really active in the first half of the year, the more the merrier. So with that, we'll move on to the Personnel Committee, which did yeoman's task last month. No report, but you did your work. Now, the Policy Committee is chaired by Dawson. There are some things that they're looking at, but they didn't have a meeting, did they? And so I think we'll go ahead with no report unless there's something you want to share, Mary Jo. Okay. And then the Art Committee did not meet this month either. Do we have a meeting scheduled for later in?
I don't think we do, but let me talk to Michelle and see.
Yeah, we'll check with Michelle Montour. I can't say enough about how well that committee has been going. So we are finished with our committee reports. We're moving right along. Where is the clock in here? Do we have one?
Clock?
Clock.
Not yet.
Oh,
It's 7:58.
so I could be looking around for the clock all night. Well, we're moving right along, even though we had all this stuff to take care of. We are at the point of the agenda where we do the accounts payable, and that's a regular item that we've been doing since time immemorial. So here we go. Any questions on these these are regular things we've been spending our money on now, not as much building stuff. Any questions about them?
Motion that we approve the accounts payable as presented.
Wonderful, Art. And who supported it? Okay, it's been moved by Stonemeyer and supported by Chehevitz, who just happened to be our finance committee. They are both moving this, which is heartening. So we have a properly made motion before us. Are there any questions before we take the vote? All those in favor of this motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed by saying no. We have no dissenting votes and we can pay our bills. Very good. This is an old pay app
That's an old one.
that we already paid. And this was for your, just for your review. So now we move to the fun part, which is our director's report.
Well, I noted in my report that I feel like I'm in that movie Groundhog Day. Let's go with the other down. I was again last year, struggling with juggling staff around. I did about 8 or 9 staff members who have been impacted after the holidays with, family members who have gotten COVID or close contacts, things like that. So we're trying to make things work, but it's kind of a day by day situation. So far we're holding everything together. We did have one program that is being postponed due to COVID. The League of Women Voters was going to do our homegrown knowledge program this week, so they will be postponing that to another month. We don't have a date yet for that. The Friends of the Library will be having their annual meeting this Saturday, so all of you are welcome to that. They are required that you wear your mask at this meeting.
And it will be in this
And
room.
it will be in this room. And I can't say enough good things about the Friends. They've faithfully supported our library over all of these years. And I really, appreciate them for that. So if you can show some support and attend, that would be great. It's gonna be at 11 a.m. The building committee did not meet. The building committee has been meeting very, very faithfully these many, many years. The majority of the time, twice a month. I think in the past year, they've been meeting once a month, but they've been very faithful about that. I thought, especially with all the COVID numbers as high as they were, it'd be nice to, we didn't have a lot of business to do, to just kind of take 1 month off. In lieu of that, I did kind of give you a little bit of a building report in the director's report. All of our projects are coming along. I believe the electricians are coming tomorrow morning to do the final part of the humidification project, so that can be turned on. And you've seen the window blinds. He is looking into some door hardware to alarm the emergency stair exits need to be alarmed, and so he's got some ideas in mind that he's going to be running by Dan. We have a donor who donated money for another bench that we're going to be putting. We just got delivery of that today. We're going to be putting at the entryway near the other bench.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So light fixtures in the kids' room have been completed. We added some additional light fixtures over the fixture books, and it's made a huge difference. Nice and bright over there.
How did the class go at the branch?
That's went well. And actually, I substituted for that and taught it. We had 5 people and
Good.
had a good time.
I love our numbers this year. The entire year, we have 46,000 people come through.
Yep.
That's amazing. And 125,000 checkouts.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
com-
Definitely being used.
compared,
Yeah.
consider we're going through COVID. That's an amazing number.
Mhm. Yeah. I can tell right now, things are a little bit light right now. I can kind of tell, as the numbers go up or kind of stuff does go down a little bit. So again, I hope, hope we just weather this latest storm and get around to the other side of it.
Let us hope. I have a question that is back to building committee, but since that's in here, did we ever get to the root of that sediment issue with the dishwasher?
Yeah,
And
we're pretty sure it's coming from the hot water heater. Dean is going to drain it and flush it out to see if that helps solve the problem. So we're going to do that first.
okay,
And he suspects when we were closed for, when we were shut down those couple of months in 2020 for COVID, we weren't really using a whole lot of hot water, so I think that things kind of sat for a while. And so I think that might be part of the.
And it was
the
brand
problem.
new at the time also, so maybe.
Since we're members of the chamber, is this information being put on their chamber newsletter?
Yeah,
Oh, it is. Okay, good.
yeah, we send them our info.
Okay, thank you.
While your library might be hiring a social worker, both Mary Jo and Joy can really speak to this. More and more libraries are, well, I don't know if more and more, most, when I know librarians, they said they've been doing social work forever, but
Yeah.
nowadays with COVID and all of this,
I was just upstairs talking to John. He's a librarian for the school system. He said he just had a young man from Pakistan trying to help him find a job. And I told him about this packet of social workers. And he was telling me how Niles, Michigan has a social worker. It'd be, I know we couldn't afford it, but it'd be great if we could get a grant.
on their staff at the library, you mean?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
to get a grant socially to help people get jobs to,
There are many things we can do at the library, but every once in a while, something really kind of falls outside of our.
Yeah,
abilities.
yeah.
This-
I know the churches usually do some of this
Yeah.
stuff, but
We can do, do certain things, we can put people in touch with other organizations, but sometimes, someone who specializes in this, could probably do a whole better job than.
Especially because libraries, a lot of times, homeless people use them.
Yeah,
And if we could have a social worker that helps them with housing and other things.
there
It
are,
would be very
I
appropriate.
remember this many years ago, trying to help someone find shelter, it was the day before Christmas Eve. And it's, the stuff like that just breaks your heart.
it does. I know we had an incident like that in our church just this fall around Christmas. But in this community, we don't have a lot of services like that. So it might be something that if we were able to do some kind of special activity, it's good to know that this board is supportive of that kind of thing.
The other article I gave you, most noteworthy is the fact that, bookstores have seen a huge increase. Bricks and mortar bookstores have seen a huge increase in business. And I think that 2021 might even surpass 2019.
2022 or, oh, 2021 was. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Huh. Very interesting. What was I gonna say? Oh, our story times start up again from January, so they start up again yesterday. Okey dokey. And- Pardon?
I have to check, I haven't been able to.
It's a lot harder in the, it's a lot harder in the winter and the cold and all this, but it's the same schedule that we had in the fall, I'm pretty sure. So it's just a question of the people being able to come back out.
And they were doing very, very well last fall. For some reason.
Yeah, yeah. And it's now time that when we have story times, we can turn on the heated floor. And we'll make sure John comes to sit on it.
yeah, yeah.
And then I'm gonna come to watch him get up.
We need to have a yoga class in there.
And a good old people yoga. That
Yeah,
I'll be ready for that. And then we'll all have to help me get up. Yeah, good for us. Oh, this small business savvy. Huh. Have we done this before?
No, this is the first time.
And this is an outside person is
Right.
doing this for us. Oh, good. They keep saying that people are resigning from jobs at record numbers and also starting businesses at record
Yeah.
numbers.
Interesting little business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do. Lisa, I just love it. I was talking to Mary Jo last month, because in December they were closed, we were closing down all our programs, but in January we're starting them all up. So I always love to get all these flyers, and I don't know, I should paste them somewhere on my car. Oh, we should let everybody in the community know we've got something for everyone at our library.
Final.
Yeah, yeah.
Sharon to drive around.
Right. Oh, I would love it. Not when it's sub-zero though. We'll wait a little bit till it warms up a bit. Are there any more questions of our director, or do you have any more comments, Mary Jo?
well, we got a collection of ukuleles that you can check out.
Yeah.
So if you're a parent of a child and want them to experiment without having to go purchase a ukulele, you can check one out here and they can practice.
2 weeks, right?
I believe it's a 2-week long.
Yeah.
That works for that.
Yeah.
Not well.
Who's the person? You? Are you the ukulele lady? Oh,
I
boy.
could play one note on it. Was it Arthur Godfrey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're dated along with several of us here.
My grandfather does that when he was younger.
Those are the young folks over there. Well, good. What fun. And it is now 8:11, and I think it's time for everybody else to talk. Right, Mary Jo? You don't have anything else? I'm not cutting you off, am I? Okay, then it's time for us to go around the table, which is always great fun. And this time I'll start with you, Linda. Tell us about your grandson.
I know, because over Christmas, I got to bring my son and my grandson into the library. We were there,
I was.
and I was so excited, and it was everything I wanted to do, because he was in awe. He just ran around and just loved it.
Tell me, how did he react to those learning panels in the early childhood learning
I
panels?
think he was overwhelmed, you know,
Uh-huh.
because he didn't, when I take him to the library near their house in Texas, it's very small. And it's, you know, it doesn't have all this.
How old is he?
He's only 2,
Yeah.
so,
But it's perfect time, those.
yeah, to get him introduced to it, but he was thrilled, and my son was very complimentary of all that he's done. So it was really nice, it was a great outing for us.
It was fun. Randy came, Grandma and Grandpa were, but what do they call, what does he call you guys?
He calls us Nana and Pop.
That was a fun day.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, I love this place. I come here every day. I call it my happy hour. I don't drink. I just go in the magazine area and read magazines or the newspapers or go upstairs and get a book. But there's a gentleman who goes in the magazine area near the fireplace. Don, he's a retired Romulus teacher, so I know
Oh,
him. And he comes here every day.
he's the one that sits in the
Yeah,
corner.
sits in the corner. And I said, Don, don't forget us when you make out your will.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, maybe you could get away with saying that.
I can.
I was thinking about introducing myself to him, but I didn't think I'd go that far. But
Anyway, that's it.
well, I'm glad you know him. I was wondering, because he's quiet, you know, he doesn't
Very
say
quiet,
anything to
yeah.
anybody. But I'm glad to know. What did he teach?
Social studies.
Oh, well then,
Yeah.
I
he
might
loves
be
reading
able
the
to,
paper every day.
I might be able to engage him in quite a few
Yeah.
social issue
Yeah.
chats, because I go in there and he's always
Yeah,
sitting
always
there.
there.
Tanya?
So I guess I also had an opportunity to tour somebody through the library. So my oldest son is on the autism spectrum. So I just kind of wanted to see how he felt, walking through like the teen area, make sure there wasn't any sensory overload for him and, he felt comfortable and he loved it. I mean, he didn't have any issues. He just thought everything was very interactive. He enjoyed that. We didn't get a chance to go to like the patio with our little balcony area.
Terrace.
Yeah, the terrace.
Uh-huh.
But, I just wanted to be with him his first time walking through it so he could get comfortable with it. And, he'll probably be a regular, but, but I wanted to give him that first tour and he was very impressed. He loved it. So.
Great, that's good to hear. Joy.
My three younger grandsons all got to come and see Santa, which got canceled at my branch. They were really, really excited about that.
You said it
So,
got canceled at your branch?
well, because I had too many staff with COVID, including
Oh.
me, and
Oh.
so we had to cancel it.
Oh.
And Santa backed out too.
Well,
His wife works at my branch and they knew that we're having trouble.
that would have been pretty sad.
I love this. Oh, her husband is the best Santa ever. I told her I'm gonna get her an outfit, but she refuses to wear one.
You're making part of her job duties.
And I love this range of programs from the story times. This isn't just started, has it? The teen comics.
It's brand new.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing, wasn't he Cam doing an art one or?
They have a kids comic book club. too.
Okay.
And a manga group.
He does art. He's done some for us too, but
Yeah.
the book club has been doing art where they make their comics, and then going all the way to Medicare. So we're getting the full age range here.
Yeah, something for everyone. It's always exciting and we always appreciate Mary Jo reporting on all the programs, both before and after they happen. And our staff is very inventive. It's really good.
And everything that you're doing right now is meeting in person, right? There's no, flipped over.
Well, we have the benefit of having more room too. that we
More
can
room,
spread
and
people
it's
out.
not blowing up here like it is there.
Yeah, yeah.
We do too. We did invest in that really early on, but I watched Rosemary's numbers in the paper and we're 5 times that. So, yeah, in our zip code.
Right. Joy was really helpful in explaining all that stuff that we're doing in our HVAC, especially the bipolar ionization.
Yes.
And I can whip that out into my
There you
little
go.
conversations.
And I have to
So,
say, none of my staff got COVID from anybody. They all got it from the holidays and from people
Right.
that externally that they knew. So it
Right.
might work. I don't know. We think it works.
I hope so. Thank you. Alma?
Just wanted to say, everybody continue to stay safe as much as you can. And I wanted to give a shout out to Lindsay. I'm sure she did the flyers. Most of them.
No, actually, the people who are in charge of each program usually do it all.
But the colors, they do an outstanding job. The colors are so vibrant that it makes me want to just stop and read it. It's just, the colors are just good. And that's used to.
I want to add on to that, if you're shout out to Lindsay, because it's you saying it, I want to shout out to Lindsay for what she's done for that marketing committee. Because she's really kept track and put together this detailed plan and, it takes staffing people because we can all sit there and come up with ideas and then they go, but she gets everything down. And so, yeah, Lindsay is great support. So that takes the circle and it brings it back to me. I can relate to the reports that everybody else gave. My children and grandchildren all live in different parts of the country, Chicago, New Orleans, and New York. And all of them got COVID for Christmas.
Oh, geez.
The little grandchildren, well, one of them didn't seem to get anything. The other two got it and were brief. And the adults, my kids were all breakthrough cases because they've all been vaccinated. And it didn't last forever, but my Chicago ones are moving from Chicago out east. I come in here to talk to Mary Jo every day. They've been moving ever since they were coming for right after Christmas. And then and I was gonna have them for Kwanzaa and then the low one got COVID. But anyway, I just found out before I came here that they're actually still coming. They haven't left Chicago yet. And they might be on their way now. They'll get here in the middle of the night. But I was so distraught. I was really depressed. I'm like John, I come over here to try and perk myself up. And when they told me after she had COVID, they thought they were going to have to skip coming, but they ended up being there so long, they've quarantined the time out. But because my big plan was to bring her to the library. She's a 4-year-old reader. She loves to read. So, but now I'm going to get to bring her. And so next month I can report. I've been really eager to see what she might do with those learning panels.
So she's 4?
She's 4. And I had hoped, my plan, they were 2 and 3 when we were building the library. And my plan was that they would be the perfect age for those. And now but I bet she'll still do some stuff with my, and some of them we have them graded for age and some of them are for a little
Yeah,
higher.
3 and 4. He still.
Yeah.
He loved them.
Oh,
Yeah, if he would have stayed longer, he might have, he was just so overwhelmed.
yeah, it's so much.
Yeah.
She's been in here before, but when she came the last time, we hadn't yet put up those learning panels. So I'm especially going to be watching that because as an early childhood development professional, that was my job. I've been really fascinated since we decided to get those things, and we were only able to get them because we got the extra donation from the Judy Darling estate. And I knew Judy Darling and loved her, so it's really special that we have these extra things in our library. And so I'll let you know how my little Ira responds to them next month. And beyond that, I hope we all stay safe. Really, really, I'm grateful that we're doing as well as we are and glad we all came out. And it's 8:22. And John?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
Belleville area.
Barely let you second.
Yeah, right.
No
well,
discussion.
I'm very eager to go home and try and clean up because I had decided they weren't coming.
We have a similar situation. My son